start with, I am taking a 1.5 meter cord. So this is 1.5 meter cord. I'm going to measure 1 meter. So this is 1 meter, this is the middle point, and beyond this is 1 meter. So I'm keeping 1 meter to downwards, basically here. Okay, so I'm just going to pin it down. I'm going to start pinning from here. So the shorter cord or half meter is going to stay up, and the 1 meter long is going to stay on the second number. So I'm going to pin down the 3 meter cord, fold it into half, pinning it down in in the middle point. Then I am pinning another 3 meter cord. Then I have a 2 meter cord. Again, I am keeping it, folding into half, and make sure that they are in a line. And then I'm going to pin another 2 meter cord. So basically that I am pinning 3 cords of 2 meter length all together. Okay, so again I have 1.5 meter cord, and I'm pinning 1 meter to the top side and the half meter to the bottom side. There we go. Now I am here. I've taken a brown cord of 11 meter. I'm taking the end, and I'm going to start tying double hitch knot. So here I have started tying from the bottom side. It can be started from either side. Okay, and then once you're done this, keep going in a line and keep making double hitch knot on each cord like this. And you'll see there is a small loop left which we want, so do not pull the cord as much, but don't make a big loop either. So once you see that it's going very far, the pin is going very far, you can just take the pin out and bring it closer. Okay, there we go. And then you have another cord. Just keep tying like that for the whole line. Okay, so you can see the first line has been completed, right? And now I am bringing, so again we're going to make at least 3 lines from top to bottom like this. So I'm bringing the cord to this side because we're going to make another double hitched pattern to the bottom side, and making the knots downwards. Okay, so here you can see I have completed 3 lines, 1 2 3, and on the 4th I have already tied on 2 cords, the brown cord, brown knot. I'm going to tie on one more, the brown cord on one more line like this. One more cord, you can see. So I'm done with 3 of them. Now I'm going to take 3 cords, 3 white cords, and tie 3 knots on the brown cord. Okay, so there will be 3 white knots in here continuously. So continue and bring it back up to this line. So when you're bringing it back, tie 2, 4, 6, and 7 cords as brown, and then we're going to do the rest. You can see I have brought back these cords. So I've tied brown 1, 2, 2, 4, and 7 cords from the on the 6th line, because this was the 4th, and now I am going to tie the white cords on the continuous 5 lines on the 5 cords, so basically 5 white knots. Okay, so you can see we have tied 5 white knots. Now I'm going to tie brown as it is on the next 2. Okay, now we're going to bring back the cord, brown cord, for the next line. Okay, and again tie on the 2 cords as it is. Just like this. And now again I'm going to tie using next 6 cords as white. Okay, so you can see I have completed 6 cords, and now I'm going to use the brown again. So on the next line I'm going to complete this the brown on the rest of the cords, and I'm going to bring back. When I'm bringing it back, I'll be tying on all these cords the white, including this one. You can see I have completed the next line. On the next line, as I said, I have added up the 7 cords, including the first 6 and then 1 more on the with the white cords. And now I'm going to reduce one from the top. So basically I am adding brown cord on the third line as well, you can see here, and then I am going to complete the rest with the white, and then I'm going to include one with the white at the bottom. Like this. Okay, and I'm now including one more, and then I'm going to tie the rest of the cords with the brown knot. Bringing it back. So when I'm bringing it back, I'm going to start so here I'm going to tie 3 brown knots, as you can see here, and then I'm starting white knots from here, from the 4th cord from the bottom. Okay, so you can see I have completed again on a 7 cords, but I started one from the bottom, and now I am reducing from the top. So I'm basically adding brown cord or brown knot on the top, like this. There we go. Okay, now when I'm bringing it back, so here what I'm doing, I am replicating. So leave the middle one. So here this will be the last middle one basically, and I'm going to replicate the whole thing this side. So basically this card is going to go, this line is going to go here. So again I am starting to So here you can see on this line I have replicated the second line from the middle one. Now I'm going to simply, and you can see on this line we have two brown knots, so I'm going to make two brown knots on the top. Okay, once you're done, just bring it back, and I'm going to replicate the third knot from the middle one. So this is the middle one, and third line from the middle one. So this is the middle one. You can see, and 1, 2, 3. This is the third one. So on third one, you can see again we have two brown knots on the top. So I'm gonna do exactly the same. Once two brown knots are done, I am going to follow this one. So this one has the third one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 white knots. So I'm going to tie 6 white knots now. Okay, so we've tied 5 until now. I'm going to do one more. This is 6. Now I'm going to tie the brown knots all together on the rest 6 cords. Again, now I'm going to replicate fourth line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So on fourth one we have 7 brown knots. So I'm going to bring it back and tie 7 brown knots first, continuous, and then we will be tying 5 white knots. Okay, so here you can see I have completed 7 brown knots. Now I'm going to tie white knots, which will be 5, to replicate the second line. Cords on the last 2 cords, brown knots on the last 2 knots, last 2 cords, and now I'm again bringing it back to repeat the first line. So on the first line we have 3 brown knots on the top, so I'm gonna do exactly the same. Okay, so here you can see we're completing the third one, and after completing the third one we're going to tie 3 white knots, and okay, here you can see we're done, and now I am simply going to tie all the cords with the brown. So these all cords will be with the brown, so we will finish our heart here. Now then I will complete 3 more brown lines, then we will start the okay, so here you can see I have completed 3 more lines of brown cord. Now I am going to start making the XO. So for the X, we are on the fifth line. I have started already, so you can see the fifth line, which going down on the top, we have tied one knot, okay, of the brown color. Next I am going to have three knots of the two knots of the white color, okay. And then I'm going to do brown, okay. Now we have the last three chord. So again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to repeat the top stuff. Basically have two white knots, and then the last one will be the brown. Doing white for brown for 4 chords. As well as the brown, the bottom. Okay, so basically the whole line is brown, white, and the last chord is back again. Here the last one is okay, so here you can see I have done this line. Now back to on the fourth line, what I'm going to do is take 2 chords as brown, and then the rest white until the last 3. So here 3 chords basically brown, and the rest of them are white. Okay, so you can see this is I've done 3, 6, 7, 8 chords as white, and then I am going to do brown, which goes to the other side. Okay. Alright, now bring it back. Now it's going to be 3 brown, on the top, and then 2 more brown to this line. Okay, now I'm going to do 4 white. For 2, 4, 6 line on the top, and the 6 line on the bottom, and 6 line on the top, and these 2 will be white. See, I have completed this line. So this is going to be a 2, 4, 6, 6th line. 6th line. On the 6th line, you can see I've done 2 white cord in the middle, 2 white knots in the middle. Now I'm on the 7th line. So on the 7th line, I'm going to replicate this one. So basically 4 knots in the middle going to be the white. So I'm just going to do brown for now. And then the next 4 going to be white. Okay, and then the rest are brown. Okay, on the next line, what I'm going to do again, so here we have 4 white. On the next line, we're going to add these 2 as well on the white line, so there will be 8 white cords. You can see I have knotted this line on, and we added 8 cords, 8 white knots on the last line. Because we're replicating this one, you can see there is only white brown cord is on top and bottom, so I'm going to do the same and create all white knots on this line other than top and bottom. Okay, so on the last cord is going to be the brown, as you see, and then on the next line we will be replicating this one. So back to brown on the last one, and then we will be having 4 white knots. then we're going to do 4 brown knots and then 4 white again, and then the last one will be the brown. So okay, so here you can see I have completed this line, 4 brown cords in the middle, and then 4 white knots or cords again, and then this is going to be our last line for X. So for the X again we have 2 lines after the first one as white, or 2 knots as white, and then we have 8 brown cords or knots. So here we're going to have these 4 brown and these 2 brown and these 2 brown again, and these 2 will be white and this will be brown again. So continue this one as brown until the last third one, so that we can finish it. Okay, so these last 2 are going to be the white, and the last card, which is brown again, which is our in a way a border line. So I'm going to make it brown, and then we're going to do 3. There you can see X is ready. Yeah, I don't know if it does look like X, but yes, I have tried to make it X, and I am now going to create 3 brown cords, 3 brown lines or 3 brown knot lines. Then we will start making O. Okay, so here you can see I have completed 3 brown lines and our brown cord has been finished. So I'm adding another 5 meter after, so in the beginning we added 11. Now I'm adding another 5 meter long cord here, and I'm going to start making O here. So the O, I have already completed 4 brown knots, and now I'm completing the middle cords as white, and then I'll be making 4 brown knots again at the end. And on the next line I'll be creating 3 brown knots in the bottom and top, and the rest of the middle cords will be white. Okay, and now I'm on the third line of the O. So again I will be making 2 brown knots on the top and bottom, and the rest will be white. Here you can see I am completing starting the brown knot. So I've created 1 brown knot on the 4th line, and then I'm going to create 3 white knots, and then I'll be making brown knots, and again I'll be repeating the same which I've done on the bottom. So there will be 3 white knots and 1 last brown knot on this line, and I'll be repeating the same line for 2 more times for the middle part of the O. Okay, so here you can see I've completed all 3 lines of the middle of the O, and now I'm going to backward repeat the 3 lines which we created for the O in the beginning. So I am going to create the first line and the second line the third line and then second line and then first line, similarly what we did in the beginning. So yeah, it is basically the backward repeating the first three lines of the O. Okay, now I'm going to create a brown knot, the full brown line. Then you'll be able to see that the O properly. So here you can see I have created brown lines. So I have created total 8 brown lines after creating the O, and then okay, so now what is happening is so it is up to you that how big your or how wide then is your tumbler. So at this point you should be measuring your tumbler whether it should be coming this around or not. So if it is coming like mine, then you should stop here, or you can create some more. So here you can see I am using the plastic needle to bring the white cord, left cords through the holes which we created, loops which we created. So what I'm doing, I am bringing one cord, the first cord through the loop, and then I'm leaving one cord, and then I'm alternatively basically bringing the cords through the loops, and I am leaving the brown working cord on the top, which I'll be using later for something, and for adding the d-ring basically, not for something. So here you can see once so I took one cord through the loop and then I left one cord. So I'm using one cord out through the loop and the one I left using to make to join them. So here to join them I'm making to both of them I am using to make double hitch knot, so that they both can be attached properly, and I'm going to do exactly the same for all of them. And then I'm going to take these left cords through on the plastic needle, and then I'm going to bring them through a few knots so that they can be properly secured instead of cutting exactly at the knot, and that will be properly secured. Okay, and once this is done, I'll be adding this a fabric glue after cutting the edges. And now I'm using this left brown working cord to add the d-ring on at one side, and I am just simply wrapping around, bringing it through the end knots, and simply that will work out, and you can go through, make 4 to 5 rounds like this, and then we will be making the belt for the tumbler. Using a 2-meter long cord of a brown color, and bringing it through like this, both ends. Here I've taken both ends just in front of the d-ring, and you can pick any knot and bring it through. And here you can see this brown cord is like that. Make a keep creating keep having this loop, and then I'm going to add 2-meter long twisted cotton cord, and this is not 2 mm, this is 4 mm thick cord. And here this is how I've added, and now I am going to start creating the belt, and keep creating the belt until you get the end, or until you reach to the end with a similar method. And then you use a clasp to attach to the attach it at the end of the belt, which I have used and attached using white cord. So yeah, keep doing that, and then finish it with attaching a clasp, and then that clasp can attach to the D-ring. Thanks for watching. Hope you like the tutorial, and please like, share and subscribe. Please share as well. Thank you.